You say believe! Always believe! Always believe! Always believe! Always believe! When I first started teaching in 1990, my mentor teacher told me to write down my classroom rules. Prophetically, looking back at my life, I wrote down my first rule is always believe in yourself. And it's been my first rule ever since. My mentor teacher said it's a great idea, but you can't make them believe in themselves. You can't make them do that rule. And looking back on it, she was right. You can't make them do that, but you can inspire them. And my 28 years as a teacher has been filled with the inspiration I give my students to always believe in themselves.
I had Mr. Toops for math when I was a freshman, and I never thought math was all that exciting walking into high school, but when I met Mr. Toops, he seemed really, really excited about what he was talking about.
How you teach with more? Power. Okay.
It doesn't matter who you put in his classroom, what kid is in there, he is going to do everything that he can to help make that kid successful and to do well. He really does believe in every kid that walks into that classroom.
I would walk into the room every day and he would have this passion, this energy for the simplest of things like triangles, geometry, and it was really exciting, the environment.
You could feel the positivity when you walk into my room. It's a special place. I tell my wife my classroom is my happy place. It's where I have fun, it's where my students learn, and it's where I change lives.
He's a phenomenal relationship builder, both with his students and with the faculty and staff, and just wants people to feel welcome and part of what we do here at the ranch.
As a teacher, you kind of know a student's disposition changes. You know something's going on with them. That's when you build the relationships with them. You ask what's going on and you let them know that you care about them.
Even when I'm not in his classroom, he'll see me in the hallway and say, "You're awesome." And it's so nice to know for sure that there's a teacher in the building who cares so much about how I'm doing.
He's created a culture in his classroom and throughout the school about believing in yourself, believing in others, that has really kind of it's created a culture here on the campus for students and faculty and staff to be successful.
The first time I spoke to Mr. Toops, I wasn't even his student. I was walking down the math hallway in my cheer uniform, and he pulled me aside and he said, "You know, you go out there tonight at this game and you just enjoy yourself. You only get so many moments like this, and just go out there and enjoy it."
In 2004, my students were doing really well in Friday Night Lights, the Dayton Broncos, and I took it upon myself to go down there and start videoing and photographing just the atmosphere that is Friday Night Lights. Those are the greatest nights of my life.
Mr. Toops is a teacher that has always been known for how motivational he is for all the students. He's always been the source of the energy at our games.
Every time we see him, any of the students see him, he just gets everyone so energized and hyped up.
In 2012, my wife told me, "Why don't you take that red belief sign that the student gave you for Christmas last year, take it down to the field, it'll fit into your backpack, and get pictures with the kids." That really changed who I am as a teacher. That was the beginning of the Believe Selfies.
And he has a little sparkly belief sign that he goes up to the students with, and everybody's always so excited and privileged to take a photo with him and his sign.
Still, last year, one of the kids tweeted, "My goal this year is to get a Believe Selfie with Mr. Toops." That's pretty neat that it's become this entrenched at the school, and this is my 6th year here. And that famous red sign has been in thousands of Believe Selfies. And the power of that as a teacher, when you go out of your classroom and you become part of your kid's life in a picture like that, the relationship goes beyond anything that you could develop in the classroom.
He started out just being my algebra and geometry teacher, but ended up just giving me so much energy and positivity about school spirit and just to enjoy every day that you have and everything.
I started doing Friday Night Lights in 2004. For 15 years, I haven't missed one game. It's It's just been magical to be a teacher, to be allowed on the field with the kids, and to be able to photograph and video the magic that is Friday Night Lights. It's very special, and I don't take it for granted. To see your dream come true in your career, not many people get to do that, and I've been able to succeed at that. I've been blessed. My main goal as a teacher every year is for my students to describe me with the positive attributes of human behavior.
So when I think about him, the first thing that comes to mind is how deeply he cares for all of his students.
He's super kind, probably one of the kindest people I've ever met. Very willing to help anybody who needs extra help.
Love, joy, peace, kindness, patience, tenderness. I want to role model those attributes to my students. If they describe me with those words, at the end of the year, I've taught them far something more important than the math I'm teaching them. When you're positive with them, and they know that you love them, and they see the positive attributes in your life that you're walking the talk, the inspiration inspires them to believe. When you inspire a kid to believe in who they are, you impact them more than anything you could teach them in your academic content. At the end of the year, I get dozens of notes from my students telling me, thank you for teaching me to always believe in yourself. And I never teach one single lesson about it.